Oh, we are here. We are ready. Another edition of ThursDIAZ. Beth Duran, Coach Joel Diaz, going to be joining us in a couple minutes. Then we'll do all the intro. Roberto Diaz is actually, where is Roberto? Roberto is in Turkey. I believe he's where he's at. I just want to say thank you to everybody that participated, joined with us all last week. It was really cool to see everybody there. It was awesome to be able to do a show from a hotel room and in person. Thanks a lot to the Green Eye Bandit who helped us out last week. Let me know how the audio sounds right now. I don't have my headphones and I just reconnected my audio and all that other stuff. So if it sounds good, let me know as we get ready for another edition of ThursDIAZ. Where is it at right now?
It's TV broadcaster and...
Hey, let me start from the beginning. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. It's Thursday,
and you already know what that means.
Plenty of laughs, off the subject discussions, and of course, real boxing talk. So pop open a cold one or vino. Here's the real life Tres Amigos, sports TV broadcaster and reporter Bethel Duran, your host.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
And co-host, legendary Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz and world champion trainer Joel Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ThursDIAZ.
Oh, it is ThursDIAZ that we bring in the coach, Joel Diaz. How you doing, coach?
Hey, Beto. Buenas tardes. How are you, man?
You like that? You have the intro with Jeremiah, his little tuxedo, and he's actually at the Junior Olympics in Lubbock, Texas right now. I know he's going to be watching us later on. So it's been pretty cool. The audio's good. All right, everybody. So we're good to hear. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm less stressed. I'm more relaxed. I'm happy. Now I can sleep. Honestly, man, it was a tough 1 year for me trying to get my gym working. And now that we're there, man, I'm just excited. Every day I come in and I do something. Today, they installed the mirrors. Things are looking really good, man. People are coming in. Today we had a full house. Everything's looking great, man. Actually, I'm really happy that people are coming in and they're watching. And everybody that walks in that gym, they get like really, they're just basically amazed of the work that was done and how it is. And all the kids are back to work. To me, that was a priority, getting the kids back to work and having my team, my fighters there. So that's their house, my house. And we just, every day I wake up in the morning with the motivation of keep adding to it, improving it. And it's a big change.
Yeah, that's awesome, coach. We'll talk all about that. Now, what is the actual official name of the gym?
Diaz Training Camp.
So Diaz Training Camp. Okay.
Yeah, I made a little change. It's always been, Joel Diaz Training Camp, but it's Antonio and I. So I just want to do it like a Diaz. We're thinking about Diaz Brothers training, but I say, let's just avoid the brothers, and at the end of the day, it's just Diaz Training Camp.
That's awesome. Of course, if you're listening to the show for the first time, Coach Joel Diaz a year ago had a building that was run down, and he said, you know what, I'm going to create my own gym. And we've seen the evolution here as we continue to go. And Coach, normally we welcome everybody, but you know what? I'm right there with you. I'm ready. I got my backpack. I'm ready to go. I was going to wait for para qué. Como dijo, como nalga de pingüino. I got the beer ready to go. I got the fancy opener. Cheers to everybody else. I actually got the Kirin.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud. Como nalga de pingüino. Vámonos.
Mm-hmm. And cheers to everybody. So let me give you guys a background. So today I've been busy. I legit have been busy. It's one of those days where actually this week has been busy. And I was running around. I actually had to do a bunch of stuff, and then I had to go downtown. I did an interview with Oscar De La Hoya and the Meme Machine and Virgil Ortiz. And I'm coming back. And I was even thinking about it. I even told Razo I was in the office, like, Razo, let's just go to happy hour, man. Forget this. Forget ThursDIAZ. Forget this. Forget that. Let's just go. It's a beautiful summer day. I know if I would have told you, Coach, hey, just relax, don't worry, we'll talk next week. But then I felt guilty. Because last week, Coach, we had a huge outpouring of love for us, the show, the podcast, and I wanted to talk about that as we get going. And I was like, you know what, forget it. You know what, I'm gonna go do the show. Luckily, Michaela, my daughter, said, hey, you got to come pick me up. So I'm gonna pick her up. Like, Rosa, no happy hour. Picked her up, and then I thought about it, and just driving down the 110 freeway on all the traffic, and I was like, okay, what are we gonna do with the show? And I even texted you earlier today, like, Coach, do we do it at 8, 9? Let's just go. And it was just cool. And just want to say thanks to everybody that we saw last week, and cheers for everybody. Again, one more time. Cheers again.
Cheers. No, it was a great show last week. I mean, I felt the love from everybody that is always watching us. There was a section where you can hear everybody there. I mean, you know, how can we thank these people that are always supporting us every day? Yeah. Actually, I was after my fight with Nisto and Mihai, you know, I went up to the top to get some food, and honestly, it took me about an hour to go up there and back. All the love we got from the people, you know, everybody was stopping me just to say hello, take a picture. You know, we are for the people, and you know, we gotta give every person a minute of our time, because thanks to them, we are in this business, entertainment business. Honestly, it felt great watching all that energy. I'm feeling that energy of all the people in that arena. It was great because we needed that. You know, it's been a long time. It was a tough year for everybody. And honestly, I felt the energy, the love of the people. Everybody out there was just having a great time. I mean, you could tell like everybody just running loose, you know, laughing, taking pictures, enjoying a good day of boxing. We had 12, 13 fights.
12 fights.
Every fight was 12 fights, and every fight was good. I mean, sitting next to the great one, you know, it was a good experience. You sitting in the sun, you know, with your hat and your towel. I mean, but nobody cared.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little warm in LA, but for me, it was a beautiful weather, honestly, because here it's hot. Over there, it was just a little warm, but we can deal with it.
Yeah, and it was cool. So let's recap what happened last week. And hello to everybody who's watching us right now. Cesar Campo, Tu Alvarado, Mikey V. And so last Friday, actually, let's go back to last Thursday. So last Thursday, after the weigh-ins, thanks to everybody who watched the show live at, I think around 3:30 we did it. Normally we didn't do anything at night, and it was good because I needed a rest Thursday night to get ready for Friday. And let me just go back to Thursday. Thanks so much to Sinisa Estrada and Zurdo Ramirez. And if you haven't had a chance to go back and listen to last week's podcast, go and do it. Sinisa sitting down with us and just telling stories, opening up different ways. I put that as a clip separate on the YouTube, or just her interview. And Coach, I got I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I got a lot of replies to that from executives in the boxing boxing world who said, hey, how did you get her to open up like that? I was like, well, just we know her. We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And then a couple other people who I know were executives reached out and said, hey, who was your camera guy? Like, me?
Send it.
Send it. Razo, sometimes Bandit, but it was me. They're like, wait a minute, you did all that by yourself. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything like that, but you saw the behind the scenes of how we were making it happen, Coach. And that
was a great setup.
Yeah, but it was like wires here, hopefully nothing falls. And, you know, it's like I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly had no idea if it was going to work. And I did. And the Zurdo opening up with us, and Bernardo Osuna from ESPN sent me a message. He's like, I've known Zurdo a long time. I didn't know any about that. And him talking about the therapist and opening up and social anxiety disorder. And we had people from Mexico who work at Azteca who saw somebody else. They're like, y Beto, ¿cómo lo hizo a sacar a Zurdo así? I'm like, well, it wasn't me. It was just, it goes back to us, Coach, about the podcast. Of people feel comfortable.
I just think that Zurdo Ramirez, when he sat there, he felt so comfortable that he opened up. You know, it was just, I think it's our energy, because when people come around like Sinisa Estrada and, you know, Zurdo, they come around and they sat there and they feel like they were in a good spot to talk to the right people, and they opened up. I mean, it's like they felt like we were friends for many, many years. Like I said, Sinisa Estrada, we know her since since she was a kid, since she was in the amateurs, and you know, following her career in the amateurs. My brother Antonio knows a lot more than I do. But, she felt comfortable. Zurdo Ramirez opened up because he felt comfortable just being around us and just watch our energy there, the vibe that we had. It was good.
I just like how Sinisa, she just got done with her fighter meetings. And she's like, oh, you guys are drinking here, huh? I was like, yeah. No problem. Hasta el Zurdo nos está mirando. Like, we're not going to be fake about it. So that was cool. And it opened up, and I felt that energy going up. So the next day, and Big Serge Estrada, Cutman's checking in with us right now. Hey, what's up, Serge? We appreciate you. Also, you did a good job there all weekend. And at the weigh-in, it was cool. You saw a good energy. I was like, something special about this. And shout out to the Golden Boy staff and Marco Pelayo being able to get the LAFC stadium there. This is what it looked like. Let me show you guys what the ring walk looked like when you went to LAFC. Yeah. So that's the ring walk. There were no fans back there, and those black tables are the media. And that board up there, they had it for the replays. And that was cool. Right. Real cool. And so that that area right there, I don't think I showed on TV, but it was crowded. It was packed. Every seat was taken. And all the highlights were shown on that big video board. So great job by Golden Boy, Marco Pelayo mentioned the LAFC. And half of the LAFC team was there too. So you walk in there, it's a new venue. And as you mentioned, Coach, we've worked fights at Fantasy. We've worked fight things all week long. And then all of a sudden, wow, there's people here again. The energy was back. And it was cool. And I did the first 8 fights. It was on the Golden Boy Facebook page, the Zone YouTube. And they kept asking me, like, let me go back to show you that picture. Right there, that table where the sun is at, where the guy standing in the blue, that's where I was at. So I was in the sun there today. And they're telling me, like, oh, are you going to be okay? You're going to be okay? I'm like, we've been home. Like, I've been in my garage. Like, I'm not going to complain about sun. Let's just get out here and let's go do that. And we had fun doing it. 8 fights. Blair Cobbs did great. Marlena Esparza did great. But we did a different kind of broadcast where we rotated people around. You sat down with us, Coach. Robert Garcia sat down with us. We had fun. And then you came over after the fight with Mihai, and you got to experience this. By that time, Coach, I was already like...
I know. Hey, when I saw the great one start taking off his shirt, I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing, but I just don't want to embarrass him, I said, I'm going to take off my shirt. He's going to feel bad, so I'll leave it on.
And it was, Blair showed up with no shirt. And that picture right there really does show it. I'm like, Bobby took that picture, and I'm like, man, do I really want to post a picture where I look like I got boobs? I'm like, I don't care. It's a bad angle, bad golf shirt. And that was only after the 3rd fight. So I was toasty. I was ready to go, but it didn't matter. Let's just have fun with it, and that's what we did. That's
what it was about. Yeah. That day was about having fun, enjoying the fights. I mean, the great environment. I mean, people were doing standing ovations for some fighters, like when Fernando Vargas pulled up. Fernando Vargas and his son Emiliano and Junior. I mean, people were standing out there, asking for autographs, pictures. And that's great. Every fighter that walked in the arena, man, was getting standing ovation. And that's what we want to see. That's the energy that motivates the fighters, the trainers, everybody that is part of the event. It was a good energy that day.
Now, it was 92 degrees. That's the hottest it got. But, Coach, when you saw over and you see this guy, what'd you think?
Man, that guy is my idol because he was there all day just sitting on that table. It gets hot. I mean, 92 degrees. Just sitting there for that long, in that period of time, it gets a little hot, man. Hey, I give you a lot of credit.
But it was like they were asking me, like, oh, do you want a tent? I'm like, who cares? Let's just go. Let's get the fights going. Hell out of fun. And they were good fights. Starting from Gregory Vasquez, a kid from San Antonio. Then Miguel Gaona. I know we've talked about him. This kid has a good story. I met him. I thought he was I was like, dude, you're just an Instagram guy with 100,000 followers. That's it. He had a tough fight. He actually, amateur's good kid. I like him. He's going to fight again. It was pretty cool. And then also, let's see here. Victor Granillo. Let's at some of the comments. The broadcast and the podcast were awesome last week. Thank you very much, Victor. Ace and SoCal. I think they got tired of the same 3 questions from the media all week. It just felt good to have a real conversation with real people. Talking about Zurdo and Sinisa. Yeah. Let's see what else here. So we had that. And we did give away tickets. And shout out to Golden Boy and Anthony Cali giving us 22 tickets that we gave away. We had our own section of ThursDIAZ. So after my 8 fights, I was done. And I walked over saw the Ace of SoCal, and I grabbed the beer right away, and I earned it. There was a break. And then as I were walking, people were like, hey, ThursDIAZ. I'm like, okay, that's cool, 1 or 2 people. And then I look up, I forgot the entire section was ours, and it was cool. And Coach, we did like meet and greet for people. I was there, but it was you. And I look up, I'm like, wait a minute, that's our following right there. Like, those are people who we didn't just give them tickets; they were like earned, they asked for it. And like, and I hate sound like I'm patting myself on the back, but those were our people. That felt cool. It felt awesome. Like, we built this community.
It was nice to get that feeling of the person that comes up to you and says, hey, Coach, I'm Polanco. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I never met him in person, but now I did. The Green Eye Bandit, I met him, in person. Mikey V, we went up there. Hey, you came over and you grabbed me and said, Coach, let's go up there. We went up there and say hello to all of our, followers that we've been, that we created for a whole year in this podcast. And it was nice watching them all sitting on that section and meeting them personally. That was great. It was great being around them. We got to know them in person, took a couple pictures, and now we know who they are. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, was it Mikey V? I yelled at him. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what do you do? Gente sin que hacer. Like, what job do you have? Like, who are you? What is your function? But they were like really, really cool. I finally got to meet Daniel Ochoa. He's like, hey, here it is. I was like, all right, there it is. It was like meeting like familia that you haven't known, you haven't seen in a while. And there was that little kid, Coach, who was like, oh, I want to talk to Coach. And then he took a picture with you. And then I know my role. Everybody wants to talk to you. I'm stopped to the side. And he's like, Beto, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, you know me? He's like, yeah, you're the host of ThursDIAZ. Like the little kid. I'm like, I'm like, wait, you watch? He's like, yeah, me and my dad watch. I was like, oh, you must be from Coachella. He's like, no, I'm from the San Fernando Valley. I'm like, oh. I thought he was like a Toño kid that he trained. I'm like, that's cool. Like it spread out, and I know I'm like I'm gushing, but it was really cool to see that and enjoy that and have that moment with the people talking and because you and I have become really good friends over the year, Coach. Like walking around when I went upstairs to get some food, people were like yelling at me. So I'm so used to when I work a Laker game or Dodge game. Like, oh, Beto Vision, hey, what's up? I was getting, hey, ThursDIAZ, hey, ThursDIAZ.
Yeah. And and we don't realize that, but there's a lot more people that we don't know that watch the show. Because on the way up there, when I went up to get some food, I ran into a few people. They're like, hey, I watch you guys show on Thursday. But, he's never out there. He's never telling us, oh, I'm watching. But there's more people that watch the show that don't let us know who they are, but they do because they tell, hey, I watch you guys' podcast every Thursday. Oh, great, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for your support. But there is more than we know.
I didn't realize, and this isn't let me tell everybody how amazing I am. This is a podcast. We're gonna get into you guys, but I didn't realize how many people in boxing listen to us. The commissioners were coming up to me and saying, hey, good job with Sinisa yesterday. Hey, I'm like, oh, okay. And then one of the inspectors came up to me and said, Beto, I've heard that there's a lost episode. He goes, I started watching a couple weeks ago, and everybody kept telling me that there's this lost episode. What do you mean by that? And I'm like, who told you? And they said, like, supposedly one night you got drunk, Beto, and you told everybody off. I'm like, yeah, that's true. He goes, I can't picture you drinking, Beto. I don't, because they only know me. These are the inspectors.
Yeah, of course.
I only know you professionally. And they see me on CBS where I'm all professional. And then they watch this and I'm all this, madre, F this, F that. Yeah. They're like, that's good, though. It's fun.
Well, yeah, that's the fun part of, being yourself, I mean, behind the man, the professional person, there's a fun person as well, Yeah. You got to have fun. You got to have fun at some time. There's the professional side and there's the, the free, let them out, release the beast, that's what it is.
And like I was talking with Robert Garcia in the back, in the locker room, and he and his son Pita do their own show. I think it's on Sundays. Yeah. They do a good job, and I was telling Pita, I was like, dude, I like the way you guys do it. I was asking Pita how they do questions and how they do all that stuff, and we're like sharing back and forth. And That's what it is. It's that community, that bond. It's not like, oh, we do it, you do it. No, it's not competition. It's like, hey, do you need any advice? How can we do this or anything like that? It's like, it was just cool. And like, I kind of wish we had made ThursDIAZ shirts for that event.
Yeah.
Like, now that I think about it,
we should have, man.
We should have, but then let Mikey V go and make them. He's in charge of like all of this, mother. Let him do that. So
we'll make some. I got somebody that will make them for us. Believe me.
Yeah, as a Razo will say, he needs a size sabana. And today's promo, look at this.
I saw that earlier. Man, look at Toño. Last night he was Chalino Sanchez again. So there was none in Toño.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. Yeah. So this was come from Victor G, I believe it. Is one who made the Nacho Libre one. It's pretty cool to get involved with it. And once again, I don't know how to do this stuff, the Photoshop, pero gente sin que hacer, very talented people. And if you guys would just apply yourself in other parts of your life, maybe
yeah.
There was people asking me about Toño. Where's Toño at? People asking me, how come I hate Toño? And I had to correct them. I was like, I don't hate Toño. They're like, well, you don't let him on the show. I'm like, no, because Toño doesn't follow rules. Toño comes on and right away starts giving shout outs and starts talking about other stories. We got to rein him in. So, but Toño had a big fan base also, and people asking, and it was really cool just to see that. And I can't say thank you enough to everybody, that came out there and supported us. And thanks a lot to everybody from Golden Boy helping us out, just even getting us into that run, but able to do it. So hopefully it's something that the next show that I work, we can do that, continue to grow it. And now I know how long I have to. So the cable I had, I kid you guys not, where is it at? So the cable I had was like this long.
You serious?
Yeah, that's the one that was connected to the camera of the computer. I'm supposed to have one like this long. So that's why the computer wasn't close to us. So we didn't see any of the comments.
Yeah.
The next time we do that, we'll definitely
we need a longer cable.
Yeah, I didn't know, Coach. I'm a guy who just talks. I don't know the technical stuff. It's like you're a trainer, but now you're a businessman who's running the gym and everything else. So speaking of which, when are we having the grand opening officially?
September.
Okay.
September.
There it is.
Right now, I mean, we're already getting our feet wet in the gym. I mean, still working on some stuff. I want to make sure that everything's running properly. And, I mean, there's Johnny. Johnny's always been on top of this, doing all the painting on the building. Right now he's in the office. He did all the painting around inside. We still got a couple things outside, some lights in the front. Minor cosmetic stuff that needs to be done. Fire department is coming in pretty soon to check everything and make sure everything's properly installed. And I'm thinking by September, when all the locker rooms are ready to go and everything's in good shape inside and out, we're gonna have a grand opening in September. I'm gonna invite everybody on the show. You guys are gonna see it on my social media, on my Instagram. So we're gonna do something nice, man. I mean, it was a whole year, man, a whole year of hard work, backbreaking, morning and night, and running against the train. I felt like I was running against the train every morning, every night, and finally, man, I was telling Antonio, the last few months that I was there, I mean, people didn't see it because I never told anybody, but I hardly slept. I felt like I would come home and take a shower and go to bed, and I would wake up at 5 a.m, like I didn't sleep because my mind was always thinking, I gotta finish this tomorrow, I gotta do this, and I gotta be on it. I wasn't fortunate enough to take a day off. I wasn't privileged to take a day off at all, because I felt that if I didn't do it, I was getting behind. So I was pushing myself. Coming to the house, my back was hurting, my hands were hurting, my feet were hurting every day. But I would wake up and I said, I'm gonna finish. There was times in which I would sit in the gym and I was like, man, am I gonna finish this one day? And it was just hard. But now, now that we've been there for 2 weeks, and I see the progress and how nice it looks and how everybody's comfortable in there and working, and everybody works. Everybody comes in and like, is there a home? My team has a home of their own, And I come home, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, Beto. I come home, I train between 10 and 3. I come home and sometimes I have my lunch and I lay down and I take a nap and I rest. Before I couldn't do that because there was always something I had to do. I would come home and eat, and sometimes I would grab my food and I'm walking from the kitchen to the front door as I'm eating. I don't sit down to eat because I got somebody waiting for me or something I had to do over there. So, I mean, I wasn't privileged to sit on the table and enjoy my lunch, enjoy my dinner because I had to go. Now I come, I eat, and I take a nap and get some rest and then go back. Right now we started working with the kids. All the kids that were out there with no training. Now they're coming in. It's been a week. We're working with the kids now. They're very happy. We're pushing them. We're pushing them every day, getting them back in shape. Tournaments now are coming up. There's amateur tournaments, different places they're getting ready for. I mean, we're back on track, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that I busted my ass for a whole year for these kids to have a home and my fighters to have a home. And it's now our home. We don't have to depend on anybody, Now it's my house, is my fighter's house. So we walk in whenever we want, and we don't have to be rushing to finish at a certain time like we did for a whole year. That we have to get in there and we have to be ready by 3 o'clock because we have to sweep and mop before we leave, Now, I mean, we're there all day.
That's awesome. That is awesome, Coach, and happy for you, proud of you. And I know everybody that watches the podcast from day one, we feel like we watched it grow and the evolution of it. And it went from just being an empty building with the homeless guy outside that you had a shoe that you ended up hiring to work for you to now having mirrors and like the artwork that you have on the window, the tint looks amazing. And I saw today, I don't know if it was you or Tonya posted like all the plaques and the frames that you guys want to post up there. So
I did that. Now now we're giving it live,
Yeah, I mean, it's live.
The equipment's in, more equipment's coming in. A friend of mine just donated a water filter. Now we got filtered water.
Yeah, Rodney, I saw that Rodney with the filtered water.
Rodney donated the filter for the water. Indian Walls Mirror and Glass donated the mirrors, and they said, "Hey, we take care of it." People are now coming around and, Coach, how can we help you? A friend of mine just came today. Hey, I'll do the tile for you. No problem. I'll take care of this. Now people are coming around and helping. The building is already there. Now we're training, and every day we're doing something. Adding. Now I told Antonio, hey, now let's start bringing. This morning I woke up and I said, okay, I got the flags on the wall, but that wall, I'm gonna use it for logos and something else. So I went this morning. I took off the flags and I put them up on the ceiling over the ring, and they look really nice. Because you're just looking straight up and you see two big flags, the American flag and the Mexican flag next to each other over the ring, And Antonio brought some more flag. 2.
Wow. 2 big rings.
I have two 20 by 20 rings, and then a whole section for wrestling with mats on the wall, mats on the floor. I have a conditioning area. I have, some equipment like ellipticals, treadmills. And I got bags for kicking and boxing bags. I have a lot of equipment.
Yeah. And how big is it?
The building itself is 6,500 square feet.
Wow.
Right now, as soon as we finish the cosmetic stuff around inside the gym, now I'm gonna start focusing on the dressing rooms. I have 2 locker rooms, a women's locker room and a men's locker room. The men's locker room is gonna have a sauna and a nice ice tub for ice recovery.
Wow.
And then the women's locker room is gonna have lockers, nice benches and stuff. So the restrooms are already working really well. In the future, I'll work on the shower.
Yeah.
But little by little, everything's getting.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Coach Freeze?
That's where his jiu-jitsu area is. All where the mats are. I went up there on Sunday morning. I had that. There's a big cub, a big cub head out there. pretty heavy. I went on Sunday. I measured it, made sure it was screwed onto the stud because I didn't want nobody hitting the wall and, making it fall. So I make sure it's secured really well. I did that Sunday morning, and it looks really good on that corner.
There it is. It looks really cool. It looks awesome. So we'll be doing that in September. And also, our good friend Leti Ariola sent the Green Eye Bandit a bottle of Don Ramon, and it's here at my house. So I told the Bandit, I'm like, hey, I got to give it to you, man. I want to get it out of here. He said, no, I want to take it to the ThursDIAZ Coach's new gym grand opening. So, not this bottle, but one a bottle this size.
That's halfway right there.
Yeah, the Bandit's going to bring this one. Oh, I'm going to bring it. It was Lefty gave it to the Bandit, who's going to give it to you, Coach, and everybody on ThursDIAZ. So we'll have that. So we got El Padrino del Barrio, the Green Eye Bandit. So there you go.
El Padrino de Tequila, Green Eye Bandit. Hey, good guy, man. I met him.
Real nice guy.
He took some barrilitos out there for the ThursDIAZ last weekend.
Yep.
Thank you, Green Eye Bandit. Hey, man, it was great meeting you.
Yeah, good dude. He took a picture of Mija and everything else. All right, so Mikey is alive. Coach, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Ay, que la chin. All right. Here he is. Our good friend.
Oh man. What is that? Like, he picked us up from the trash or what?
A sacar la basura. Mikey V323. Eres tremendo, my man. Eres tremendo. You're fantastic. And
look at Roberto.
Yeah. Roberto is over there in Turkey living the good life. And
Istanbul, yeah.
But he's also the Hulk. He's ready to go. So we are, once again, gente sin que hacer. I speak so much Spanish all of a sudden when these people are there. And also, shout out to Danny Zamora and everybody else who I met who was telling me that, hey, I listened to the podcast on iTunes. So go to iTunes, rate, review, subscribe, and also go to the Instagram page of ThursDIAZ. And who gave us a thumbs down right now? See, people just want to be haters just because they want Toño. And Toño, why don't you go charge the iPad? I want to talk to you later on in the show right now.
I bet you it's fully charged right now. You know what? I want to say thanks to Danny Zamora. He's always there watching the show. Big Serge Estrada. Big Serge is the most famous guy I've ever met. You know, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, I love working with him. I worked a few fights with him in the corner, and great guy to have around. Janae Gonzalez is always watching too. You know, she works for Thompson Boxing. She's always watching us. She's always sending some shout outs as well. So.
Yeah, Janae's the best. He's a great guy. All right, so we'll get going here. Let's see here. All the people came out there and said, hey, we listen on iTunes and Spotify, all that stuff. See, so that's why when I stay up late on Thursday night to put it up there, I feel right. I feel right. Now, Coach, your Romanian guy, let's talk about him. Mihai Nistor. What? Está loco el güey or what? The big heavyweight? He just loves to slug it out?
Yep, that's his thing, man. He just, I mean, we had a couple of talks. When he came to me for the very first time, I mean, I didn't know what kind of style he had, and I put him to spar the first time, and it was annoying because the bell rings and he goes all out, you know, and he doesn't give you an inch to breathe, so he's always on you. And I told Antonio, hey, we cannot let this happen, man. These guys they get too close to each other and they just hitting each other from top to bottom. It got to a point where for the first month, I was getting in the ring with them as a referee because every time they got in there, I separate them. You know, hey, break it up. Let's go. Give yourself some distance. Excuse me, second month, he started doing what we told him to do. Hey, you got to create some space. You got to give yourself some distance, you know, throw some straight punches. You know, always have a plan. Don't just rush in there like a ram and just, you know, go for the hit. Okay, Coach. So he did great in sparring the last month of training. When we get to the fight, he goes back to the beginning. Bell rings, and he goes, and all you hear is, nobody's going to kill me. Nobody's trying to kill you. I mean, and you saw the cut on his forehead. At the end of that, I go, man, did you have a boxing fight? Or did somebody hit you with a knife? Because that's a big-ass cut right there.
Yeah.
He goes, Coach, you know me. Nobody's going to take me out. Look at him. See? He's just crazy. But he has a big heart. Great guy, man. Great guy.
Great guy, Mihai Nistor from Romania, heavyweight. He got knocked down twice, but he knocked his guy out. And it was like, okay, the guy he fought is a big dude, tough dude, who's a club fighter from Philadelphia, who comes in to slug and is scheduled for 4 rounds. Not going to go 4 rounds. But this guy, coach, is not local because I saw him at the hotel afterwards, and he has like the 8 stitches, and he's all happy, and he's like, I was like, what happened, Mihai? He's like, well, I don't listen. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I went to his room after the fight because I wanted to let him know that he needs to moderate himself because it's not about just going in there and slugging out. That's the reason why he got hit, because he had no control. I told him from the beginning, I go, okay, this guy's taller than you. He has longer reach than you. I want you to be in there, be smart. Make a miss and hit. Don't rush in there because you can. And the first thing I told him not to do, that's what he did. That's why he got caught. Because bell rings, he has no plan. He just wants to go in there and knock this guy out. So that's the reason why he paid for his mistakes. And, thank God that, he ended up with a victory. He knocked out Madison. Yeah. So,
I mean, it was fun for me. As a broadcaster, it was fun because it was just two big old dudes going after each other, and it was all right.
One went down.
Yeah, but knowing that Mihai is a big-time decorated amateur who knocked out, who stopped Anthony Joshua's the amateurs, mind you, the amateurs, but there's no way that he should be slugging it out with the 38-year-old club guy who wanted that. And I looked over one time at you, coach, and I swear you were just doing this in the corner.
Yeah. I'm like, man, he's not listening. I'm like this because he's like, man, that's not what I told him to do. I told him to be patient. I said, look, you fight an 8-rounder. I said, first round, second round, get in there, break them down slowly. There's no need for you to rush it. I mean, just pick them, start picking them, walk them down, because he's gonna be a little scared because he knows you got power. So he's gonna try to keep you out on the outside, and that's what he did. Madison got in there and he's throwing a lot of jabs, 1-2, jab, jab, jab. I knew he was gonna start slowing down, so I told Mihai, just go forward, slip side to side, pick him to the body, make sure you get your distance, your timing, and then start working after the second round. But once the bell rings in the first round, he goes for the kill,
Oh, yeah, indeed. It was, I mean, like I said, as a broadcaster, I'm like, hell yeah, this is good. Arturo Alvarado says, tell him the opposite, coach. Maybe he'll listen next time.
Yeah, Arturo, maybe next time I'll tell him, hey, go in there and rush. Hey, go for the kill. Maybe he'll stay on the outside.
Oh, man, it was definitely. And then also a friend of the show, good friend of ours, a fantastic young lady, Sulem Urbina, came up short against a Japanese fighter who was 45 years old, and this woman just was not stopped, a warrior, relentless. I could see Sulem winning. I could see the Japanese fighter winning. I could see a draw. But there was one card that was 99-91. Just throw that one away. That was like wrong. But Sulem is, I know her a little bit from the show and also from interviewer. I love her attitude, her feistiness, getting after it. She came up short, and then afterwards, I saw her back at the hotel. She gave me some pizza. It was cool. And she's like, what'd you think? I'm like, honestly, like, you were winning early on, and then the Japanese fighter turned it on, and then they were too close. Like, I don't score. As a play-by-play guy, I don't score. Yeah. I don't even know how. I'm not even going to pretend. I just watch it. I was like, that was a fun, damn good fight.
Mm-hmm. I've helped Sulem from the beginning when she came to Golden Boy, when she was with Sanford Promotions. I spoke to Golden Boy Promotions. They brought her in, and when she fought Marlene, obviously she came out short on that one. She lost that one. So on this one, I can tell you straight up, being in a corner, and I'm very fair. She didn't lose a fight. But she did. She dominated the early rounds. And actually, last night, as we were, talking about it, I said it happened like in the later rounds. She started slowing down. She started walking backwards. And there was times in the corner where we said, hey, go forward, walk her down. The Japanese girl is there to get hit. This Japanese girl is tough, but she doesn't know how to fight going backwards. Every time Sulem apply the pressure, Japanese girl doesn't know how to fight on the back foot. But Sulem decided to start moving, started boxing. I mean, when you're the challenger, you're fighting for a title. A lot of fighters say, I did enough to win. Well, enough is not enough. You have to put in the extra, because it's not about doing enough. It's about convincing the judges that you want. You have to convince them 100%. So you have to work extra to convince the judges that you want. And yeah, I mean, the girl was there. She was coming forward, Japanese girl. But I honestly thought that Sulem, put a little more rounds in her pocket early in the fight, and even after the fight, we're celebrating. We won, and everything went down the drain when we were celebrating. I said, "We won, we won." Everybody was like, "We won." She's a champion, and she was celebrating. She says, "We won. Yes, we won." And then when the president of the organization walked up in the ring with a belt, and we're like, "Hey, we won, right? We won." And he looked at us and says, and he shook his head like, "Well, are you serious?" So, but those cards, man, there was one card that was ridiculous.
It was 98-91.
98-91, that was ridiculous. But worst case scenario, as a challenger, a draw would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have put her in a spot for a rematch, or automatic rematch. It's hard. It's hard because, I mean, she fought really, really hard. She trained really hard, and she's been looking to become a world champion at some point. She deserves it. She's been working so hard. But that night, honestly, our draw would have been good. I mean, comments from people have been saying that was a ridiculous course. A draw would have been nice.
Yeah, like I said, I don't keep score because there's so much going on in my ears and what I got to do, traffic cops.
Yeah.
And it was a fun fight to call. It was back and forth.
It was a fun fight. It was a fun.
Yeah, a lot of credit to the Japanese fighter. I mean, the earlier rounds, it was all Salem, and then all of a sudden, como que something happened. I think I even said on the broadcast, I was like, what they give her in the corner? Because she just turned it on and went after it. And it was fun, and it was good. And just, if anything, Salem might have lost the fight, but I know she gained a lot of fans because of her style.
You know what?
She gets
after the fight, I spoke to Salem, and I said, Salem, sometimes, and I heard it a long time ago from a promoter named Gary Shaw. I don't know if you remember Gary Shaw.
Yes.
When Gary Shaw signed Tim Bradley, he told him, I'd rather have you lose a fight and people like you than win and people boo you, And I told Sulem that, I go, Sulem, even though you lost the fight, I mean, you gain a lot. And she noticed that, a lot of things are coming her way because she put up a great performance that night. It was a great fight. Remember, the outcome of the fight sometimes prepares you for your next fight.
Indeed.
If Sulem would have got knocked out or stopped, obviously, she devaluates herself in the sport. But she put up a fight. I mean, a lot of people think she won. I mean, she fought a great fight against a great champion.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still in the game. She's still in the game to come back and put up some good fights against some tough opponents.
Yeah.
And she knows that. She also realized that as a fighter, she contacted me and says, "Hey, coach, what do you think?" I said, "Sulem, you did great. Honestly, I'm proud of you." But the thing is that it always happens. And she told me, real champions recognize, their mistakes. And she goes, "I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why towards the end of the fight, I start fading?" And I said, I don't know what you're doing. But in reality, I mean, in the later rounds, you have to apply pressure. You're a challenger. You cannot move around the ring. You don't have the privilege to showboat. You have to put in the extra work. You are the challenger. The champion is already a champion. She's already 1 point ahead of you already. And she says, "Yeah, I understand. I don't know what I'm doing wrong in my training, but I noticed that in the later rounds, I start fading in my last couple fights."
Yep.
And but it takes a lot of courage to understand your mistakes, and she knows. But honestly, I told her in the early rounds, she dominated really well in the early rounds.
Indeed. And I definitely want to see that again. Here's a picture that comes in from people, as ThursDIAZ says, it was hot. Oh yeah, it was smoking, but it was beautiful in the evening. It definitely was. And this is why I love Mihai Nistor. Look at this, coach. He is so fired up. That's him and the Bandit. He's all
He's always
happy,
smiling.
just smiling. I mean, both of you guys smiling, like just getting after it. So Mihai Nistor is where you want to follow. I think you're wearing his shirt right now, and then he's just a good dude. So there's the bandit. There's the Green Eye Bandit. Caesar coming.
Green Eye Bandit with a nice shirt on, Team Diaz shirt.
Oh, that is your shirt. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
Remember when we were going through the pandemic?
Yes.
And I'm sponsored by Nike. Nike says, "Hey, coach, we're gonna do something nice for you to help you out." Okay, help my team, my program, the kids. So people were buying those shirts that say, "We will box again." That was through the pandemic last year when there was nothing, and then they got my logo on the shirts through Nike. Nike was actually selling those shirts, and we were getting a percentage of the shirts that were sold, and a lot of people bought them. So we got some help from Nike for our program. So we were thankful. Nike's always been there for us.
Oh, that's cool. All right. So I put out there. We have questions coming through. All right, this is a good one. Arturo Alvarado. Oh wait, hold on. I'll get back to that one, Minjay. Arturo Alvarado. Who determines what fighter is in what corner? For this past card, fighters were in the sun. Not really, right? It's red corner, blue corner.
Yeah. Look, there's always a corner, which is A side and blue side. I mean, there's A side and B side. Obviously, from the beginning, the promotion always chooses A side is blue and B side is red, or vice versa. It's not about where the sun is. It's already done from the beginning where they got the card going. They already know that the A side is gonna be either blue or red, and the B side is gonna be the blue or red. That's the way they do it. But they don't do it the day of the fight. It's already done from previous time.
All right, here we go. Min J, can you ask Coach what's the biggest change he is looking for now that he's training a gym that's his?
The biggest change, I don't see any big change. I just see putting more time into my fighters. Since it's my gym, it's the home of my team. Now I can spend more time with my fighters. That's the only changes. That now I have no pressure. I have no pressure on my back that I have to be there for a certain time. I could be there all day. It's the home of my fighters. Is my home, and they get there. They enjoy being there. Honestly, you know what? I get so happy when I see some of the fighters. I haven't seen it before. When we were at the Boys and Girls Club, we had 2 rings, but it was a little tight in there.
Yeah.
And now we have 2 rings and we have a lot of space. So much space there that some of the fighters, they run laps inside the gym, and it's a pretty big space. They run laps to warm up, and I get happy when I say, man, we never had this space, so these guys can warm up just running laps indoors around the ring, around the gym.
That's also cool. Let's see. Sonteo Media. How often does Coach have to reject a professional fighter from joining his team?
How often? It also it depends. A lot of fighters. In the past, there's been fighters that come to me, and with a background that honestly, they were there to get beat up, and I'm not about that. Honestly, if a fighter comes to me and tells me, Coach, I want to fight again, and I don't see the possibilities of them being, well taken care of, I tell them straight out. Let me give you an example. This is the honest truth. Rafael Ruelas contacted me a couple months ago. Who doesn't remember Rafael Ruelas? Rafael Ruelas was a fighter. Yeah. He's 49, almost 50 years old, and he contacted me. And I don't blame Joe Goose. Joe Goose used to train him back in his prime, and he called me and says, "Hey, Coach, you know what? I'm Rafael Ruelas. Rafael Ruelas fought Oscar de la Hoya. In his prime, one of the best fights. I don't remember if he fought. I think he fought Floyd or Chicharito Hernandez. I don't remember. But Rafael Ruelas, Gabriel Ruelas, they're good friends of mine. So Rafael contacted me and says, "Hey, Coach, I would like to train again. I would like to try it one more time." And I said, Rafael, you're 49 years old. He goes, Coach, he says, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I feel young. I want to do it. And he says, I spoke to Joe Goosen, but he's not really interested in helping me. And I know why. I mean, every fighter, every professional fighter, once they retire, they still have the heart, They have that mentality that they can still do it. I remember my brother Julio, towards the end of his career, and he told me, he goes, my mind tells me one thing, but my body tells me another one. It's not the same. And I can feel it. Maybe a year ago, I would get in the ring and just try sparring some of the guys. And like I remember my brother Julio telling me, your mind tells you one thing, but your body reacts different. And it's true. I tried getting in the ring and sparring some of these guys that don't have experience. And once I get in there and you start getting hit, it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, age can really takes a toll on your body. It's different. And that's the reason why I have to be honest with these people. Honest with these people, tell them, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't want to be responsible. At this point of your career, you can get hurt. I've done it. Last week, there's a guy from Riverside that's been sending me messages for months and telling me, Coach, give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity. I want to box. I think I have potential. Please give me an opportunity. And I said, you know what? I don't have a gym yet that I'm stable in. Once I open my gym, I'll give you an opportunity. So he sees my stories and he told me recently, he says, Coach, I see that you're already, training. Please give me an opportunity. And every morning I wake up to one of his messages. And his messages were, he sends me a screenshot of his running trail and the run he did every morning, talking about 6, 7, 8 miles. So I got a little bit annoyed by him contacting me every day. So I go, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you an opportunity, but come to the gym and let's talk about what you want to do. Because I don't know if you have any experience, what your plans are. He did. He came. Today is Thursday. He came on Monday. I'll see you Monday at the gym. So he comes to the gym on Monday and he introduced himself to me. And I said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I want to box. Okay, you want to box? I mean, you just want to learn how to box or you want to compete? He goes, no. I want to fight professionally.
How old is he?
I said, that's where I'm going to. And I'm always straight out with people. Huh? I rather tell them straight up. I'm very honest because I rather tell them the truth. I don't like to lie to them and make them believe that they're going to be world champions.
Okay.
Because, I don't like that. They get hurt. I'm not about letting people get hurt in the boxing sport. So he says, Coach, I want to turn professional. I think I got it. And I want to box. I go, have you ever boxed before? He goes, no, never. Okay. I said, oh, how old are you? He says, 28. I go, let me tell you something. I'm gonna run it down. Okay. I said, you're 28 years old. I go, first of all, in order for you to compete professionally, you gotta have minimum experience of 10 amateur fights. Okay. So in order for you to get 10 amateur fights, first of all, I gotta train you. Have you ever competed? He goes, no. You're 28 years old. I gotta train you for at least 3-4 months in order for you to get in the ring and compete as an amateur. And that's if you pick it up fast. By the time you got 10 amateur fights, you're probably 30, maybe 31. Okay? I said, second, if I make a call to a promoter and say, hey, I got a guy I'm training, he's 30 years old, you're never going to be A-side or you're never going to be somebody that's going to take care of you. You're always going to be an opponent. Because a promoter is never going to invest in somebody that any fight can be his last. And he's looking at me and goes, that makes sense. I said, by the time you turn pro, you're 30, 32 years old. I said, you're gonna be probably fighting a young guy, 18, 19 years old. Those guys are in their prime and they have a lot of amateur experience. You're gonna get hurt. I said, if you love boxing, I'll train you, I'll teach you just to learn the basics of boxing. That's all I can do for you. But I'm not gonna train you to prepare you for a professional fight because that's gonna take us at least a couple of years. And by then you're gonna be 32. He goes, Coach, I like that honesty. Thank you. He goes, thank you so much. I love your gym. I enjoy training. And he runs 8 miles a day and he couldn't even do 3 rounds on the bag because he was exhausted. It's different. Boxing is a different sport, different cardio, everything. 3 rounds, he was dead. And I said, you see what I mean? You could run 8 miles, 10 miles, 12, 15 miles, but you come to a boxing gym, it's different. He goes, You're right, coach. Thank you so much. At least I know what I'm getting into. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. He went home. Simple as that.
Yeah, guys, it's not a game you play.
It's not. People think that boxing is something easy that they want to get in there and try. And I've always told everybody, if you want to box, don't do it because you want to try it because you're going to get hurt. If you really want to box, you got to give yourself in 100%.
Wait, can't you? I mean, I don't know if this is true, but can't you just go do amateur fights and be like fight guys your age, kind of thing? Like a master division?
Yeah, there's amateur shows. They have master divisions and stuff like that. But that's as far as you're gonna go. I mean, believe me, we've had in the past, we used to train a guy that was 72 years old. We trained this guy to compete in a Masters tournament, But that's because they got that feeling, they got that mentality that they want to be boxers, and they get old. And as they get old, they still think they have it. So we give them the opportunity, but we take care of them. But when people come to the gym and tell me, you know what, I want to box, I want to compete, I said, okay, we know we live boxing, we know boxing, we know that you're gonna get hurt. I mean, sometimes some promoters, they send fighters to me and they tell me, okay, can you evaluate this guy? Definitely. They bring him to me. And what do you think about him? I mean, he's a good boxer, but it's not what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's like, like I always say when I'm broadcasting, it's respect to anybody gets in the ring. If the guy's 0-10, I don't even care. Just respect for you to even get in the ring.
Yeah.
What's up to our good friend Robert in the A1A? Chew your beer. A good dude. If you're into craft beer, that's a man to follow right there. Mikey V says go to bare knuckle boxing. Ay, cabrón. Woo!
Bare knuckle boxing.
Wow. I almost fell. So that just means I need to get another beer.
Yep.
Oh my God. Wait, I gotta complain about this. I'm gonna have to complain about this right here.
Complain.
Oh my God. Let me take a picture of this right now.
We got complaints?
Oh, I got a complaint right here.
Never had complaints in ThursDIAZ. This is the first one?
I got a complaint right now. This is absolutely
oh my God.
Okay.
Say hello.
Not even my mom likes it. My mom kicked them out of the house yesterday for her birthday.
Yeah. Now, hold on here. Toño, you have a drink?
Not yet.
Go get your drink, Toño. Because I want to yell at you right now.
Why the picture on the bag, though? Why the picture on the bag?
I want to yell at Toño because all your fans are here. The ratings are going to go up, all that other stuff.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a beer. Hold on.
And to the guy that continues to put thumbs down, I already muted this, so it didn't work. Coach, look at this. Look at this guy. He changed his name on his iPad. Look what it says.
What does it say?
It says, Toño, choose my leader. He changed his name on his iPad. All right.
Are you serious? Antonio did that?
That's why I took a picture of that, because he says,
wow, choose my leader.
Okay, Toño.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Okay. Now is your iPad fully charged? Toño, put yourself in the frame. You got to make sure you're there. Okay,
I'm there.
Right there. Now, I was gonna be nice to you, Toño.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of yours. I respect you a lot. You're a good dude. We text during the week. We're fan. Like, people think I'm mean to you, but it's all a joke.
You should be.
Yeah.
What did I do? What did I do now?
Because Toño, what is your name on your iPad?
You see what I mean?
What is this?
Toño, choose my leader is joining.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know. Somebody wrote it.
Oh,
my wife, I think. Babe, did you write this?
What?
I think it was my wife. She did it. babe, did you put Toño the Choose My Leader on my iPad?
I am ready to delete you right now, Toño.
Did you put Toño the Choose My Leader?
You see what Margarito did? Margarito gave him double dose of plaster. He's not right since.
When let me give you guys behind the scenes. If you're listening on iTunes right now, whenever somebody joins the show, it says your name, right? So it says right there. You see, it says Joel, and I have control behind the scenes if I can add, if I want to have solo, left, right. It says Toño, quotation marks. Choose my leader. Quotation marks, is joining. I can either accept it or decline it. I'm ready to decline you right now, Toño. Like, what is wrong?
You should decline every time.
See, if you decline, the ratings will go down.
I don't care about the ratings. I got important people watching this. What is wrong with you, Toño? Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, I was getting ready to join, and it said the name, and then I saw a post. Somebody posted the Choose My Leader. So I was like, let me just put it there. Like, somebody baptized me already. So.
Now, because you're Choose My Leader, that's why you don't come on all the time.
Oh man, you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, let me delete it.
Yeah. Saludos a Salem Urbina. Salem, we just talked about you for about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes ago. So if you want to go back and listen to the podcast, saludos a Salem Urbina, who's watching the show right now. And Salem, thank you so much for the pizza at the hotel. Really do appreciate it. All right, Toño.
Yes, sir.
I'm wrapping up the show because I'm going to play golf early tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Did you tell everybody to come up to me and ask, where's Toño? Because that's what happened at the LAFC, at California. Everybody kept coming up to me. Hey, ThursDIAZ, where's Toño? Hey,
it was him.
Toño? Hey, where's Toño?
I know him. Hey, bro. Hey, I heard that when you were talking about it earlier, and I was like, what the heck? Like, my fans, like, why are they asking me?
My fans.
My fans.
Hey, he's all like, oh, my fans.
No, for real, I didn't do that.
Look what you created. I told you.
I was too busy. I was too busy. See, I was too busy at the gym while Joel having a good time over there. I had no time to tell nobody.
Yeah, right. He's always on his phone, even in the gym.
Toño.
What?
Toño. Everybody. Where's Toño? Where's Toño?
Hey, my fans, bro. My fans.
It's only Alan Zamora. That's it. He's the only one. But he
didn't go to the fights. Alan didn't go to the fights. I don't think he did.
All right, Toño. So what did you think about the show last week?
It was awesome. I think it was great. I mean, the interviews with Zurdo Ramirez and Joselisa and Talajada, I mean, it was great. I mean, I was surprised about Zurdo saying that he never liked boxing until he started. All like, what the heck?
He won his first title.
He did great his whole career. He became a world champion. Then he started falling in love with boxing. I'm like, what the heck? Like,
crazy,
you should start falling in love from the beginning.
That's crazy. Just the way he
was amazing.
And then for a Mexican man from Mazatlan to open up about going to therapy and seeing a therapist and just completely going after it, like, respect to him, the way he opened up. And it was really cool. Really there. All right. So as we wrap up the show.
Beto, like he said, he had to go to therapy because he made it big. He became world champion, and then he had a lot of money in his hand, and it was crazy. Friends started coming over. I had the same situation, but I never had the help that he got or he's getting or whatever it is. I mean, like me, I'm a kid that comes from nothing, and all of a sudden I'm making this. Now, I wasn't making millions, but back in the days, $50,000 was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Back in the days, when everything was a lot cheaper, I was making a couple $100,000, and I'll be like, what do I do with this? The only one that was tell me things was my dad. But my dad was the type of guy that didn't know how to tell me exactly what to do and explain to me. He would just be sitting down. He'd be in the couch sitting down and telling me, mijo, compra tierra. I'm like, ¿para qué quiero tierra? Hay un chingo en el desierto. Yeah, for real. He'll be sitting down on the couch watching TV, and he'll be like, mijo, compra tierra. I'm like, well, why? I mean, I'd rather enjoy myself. The capital, the commercials on the street, and get drunk. That was my mentality, But now, like Bradley, when Bradley started making, good money and stuff, we started advising him and telling him exactly what to do. When I made my first big payday, the first year I made big money, I had to pay a lot of money in taxes, and I didn't know what to do until they told me, "Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to write off this. To pay less, you have to become a corporation." I didn't know none of that. Then all these guys that we have now, we advise them what to do before they make the big money. So whenever they make the big money, they don't make the mistake that we made, and they don't have to pay all that money, throw that money away.
You know what? It's interesting you bring that up, Tonyo. And you said about like you didn't make the millions like Zurdo's made, and you don't have like everybody out there. But for a kid from a small town like Coachella, where you guys were from, and it was smaller back when you guys were fighting.
Yeah.
You were the superstar in the town. Where
yes,
like, oh, Tonyo's been on a plane. Remember you were saying like you were the
yes,
first
exactly, yeah,
like little things like that. And it's interesting you saying that. So you come back home, and everybody thinks you made these millions. Everybody thinks you're happy. And what Zurdo was saying about how you might have the material stuff, but inside you feel that emptiness. Did that happen?
Empty, yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. See, and I mean, we're like type of Mexicans that we're macho, we don't believe in therapy and none of that stuff.
It was a different time too.
Yeah, it's different time, different style, So it was like I never had nobody advise me or guide me the right way. It was only my dad, Joel, and Leah Espinoza, and we were on the same page. I mean, we all grew up, the same way, and we did not know what we know now, in the business side of boxing.
But what about the mental side? Like, that's the stuff that people don't know, right? Because, and we're having a serious discussion here. You can do the boxing stuff. You can go and train, but when you go home and you're sitting around, and back then there was no Netflix, no video games, no nothing. It's like nobody knows cómo están sufriendo to make the weight, everything else. Yeah, your brother, Lee was there with you, but like you said it, Mexicans from a valley where you don't know anything, like the mind must have played crazy games with you.
Let me tell you what I would do. After a fight, yes, I had other people come to the house, throw a big after party. The week of after the fight, it was all Toño this, Toño that. Let's go to the restaurant. Let's go here. Let's go there. I would go everywhere, pay for everything, right, all the time. And during the week after the fights, when I wasn't training, I mean, I would just be at my house by myself. Nobody would come visit. I had a couple of police officer friends that would come and visit. At nighttime or during the day when they were working and stuff, they'll come visit, hang around. But all my other friends, they were always working. They were here. And I was alone. I was alone at the house doing nothing. So what I did, I remember back in the days, I bought one of those brand new Yukon Denalis. When the Yukon Denalis just came out, I saw the truck and I loved it. So I passed by one of the dealerships and I was like, man, I want one of those. So I pulled over and I bought it. I bought it just to buy it, And what I did, I had a friend in Cathedral City, which was like 45 minutes from here, and I drive. It's close by, but it's with a lot of traffic, like 45-minute drive. And every day, every other day, before I go to the gym, I will drive to Cathedral City. My friend had a stereo system store. It was a store for stereo systems. So I would drive over there on my Denali, and I would look at his place. I was sitting there, kick back with him because he had a little kickback spot. And I'll be like, hey, Carijo, how much is this? Oh, so much. Which is better, this one or that one? And then, hey, put it in my truck. So I'll put a system in my truck. How much you charge me? Oh, I'll get $5,000. All right. And then 2 days later, I'll go buy again, just to kick back, just to kill time, because I was alone. I was alone at home. Joe was at work. Everybody else was at work, and I was the only one not working. And then I'll be like, hey, did you get some new things? Yeah, I just got the new things. There's new amp, there's new stereo, there's new this. But long story short, at the end of the day, my Denali le metí como $15,000 of system. I mean, I put one of the best systems I ever had. Big speakers in the back, amps, everything. I had one of the first Alpine DVD players that would pop out and the DVD in the bottom. And that's how I spent all my money. Just I had nothing to do, so I would go just hang around with our friends and spend money on a pendejo. Dude,
But that's what
made you serious.
But that's what we'll get to that. But Tonya, that's what made you feel happy, right? It was an empty happy.
Yeah, it was an empty happy. Exactly. That right there made me feel happy. But then I would come home sufocado. Like, fuck, I just spent $5,000.
But you're in your 20s.
Yeah, I was 22, 23.
And then it's just like Coach, this is what people talk about, where you could be a trainer, but at the same time, you're a trainer, you're a therapist, you're a surrogate dad, there's just so much going on. That's why I respect the boxers. So that's why I love doing the podcast, because the characters
you become,
man.
you become everything. Like me, honestly, with the majority of the fighters I've had, I became a father, a mentor, a doctor, an
veterinarian.
I mean, I do everything because I sort of seen a lot. I haven't seen it all, but I know there's more to come in my life, in my career. But I've seen it all. But I can tell you this: I don't remember what fight Antonio had, but Antonio was working in the Okra. I don't know if you know what Okra is. Antonio was working on the Okra, making $20 or $40 a day.
That's the fields.
Yeah, in the fields. And then he gets called. I don't know if it was to fight Mickey Ward or something like that, but Antonio was making $20 a day or $40 a day with one of our friends. And then he gets called to fight Mickey Ward and he makes $150,000. Man, he felt like he was a millionaire. Look,
180.
Watch. Okay, there was times, and this is a true story. And I remember Julio was young. Julio was still young. He was out there messing around. And Antonio decided to build his own room, not outside the house at my mom's house. So he had his own private room and everything. So then Antonio lived the life of a kid that didn't have no guidance. Like any money he made, he felt he was rich, and he started spending money. Oh, he will buy a watch. He will buy a gold bracelet, a chain. Like he says, he will put something into his car, and that is is devaluating. And one time somebody told him, Antonio, you're not doing the right thing. You got to invest your money in something that is going to give you money at the end, not something that is. You bought a car. You paid $50,000. As soon as you leave the dealer, it's worth $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's already devaluated. You buy a watch. You buy a gold chain. That's not going to give you anything. So Antonio didn't care. He was young. Nobody showed him the process of, investing for the future.
And nobody can tell him anything either.
And nobody can tell you. And he can tell you this. One day, Antonio goes to the bank, and I don't know how much money cash he got from one of his fights. So to him, it was a good feeling just getting that cash money. And he opened the door to his room, and what he did is he just threw it. He just threw it up in the air, and there was money all over his room. He had his own bed.
All over the bed.
All over the bed. He just wanted to walk in his room and see money all over his room. Okay? And we caught Julio.
It was over $100,000.
Yeah, and we caught Julio one day.
It was over $100,000.
Yeah. So he got over $100,000 cash. And what he did, he just opened the door and he just threw everything over the bed, and he just wanted to see money all over his room. That was something that he wanted to see, right? But then Julio found out. Julio, he never seen it before. So Julio heard about it. So then Julio goes to the store, and I remember those sticky hands. Those sticky hands used to get them used to just whip those little sticky hands. So Julio was under the door with a sticky hand, just swinging it under the door to see if one of the bills would get stuck. Antonio busted him out there.
They're trying to steal my money.
Hey, Antonio, what do you drive now?
Yes. I have my Toyota. Nah, not a Focus. Hey, but I keep it clean though.
No, but
I have my Toyota Tundra. And my wife, I bought my wife for a Lincoln MKC.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like none of that matters anymore. Like
none of that matters. Exactly. Exactly. I've had my Toyota Tundra since 2007. As a matter of fact, let me tell you one thing. The Toyota Tundra was a gift from Julio to me. Right? He gave it to me in 2007. I've had it forever, and it's a great truck. And people tell me, "Hey, you gotta buy a new truck. I buy this and that," and I'm like, I'm happy with my truck. I like my truck. My truck, I'm gonna tell you something. From 2007 to now, I have not put no money on the engine or anything. It has never given me problems. So it's why shake it?
Next week, I'm finally gonna put a bumper on my car. So after 4 years, after I ran over a tire, but it's going.
Yeah, I started first with I I bought a 2009 Ford Fusion for my wife. So we paid it off and everything. And then we had it for a while. And then when we decided, I had my Toyota Tundra on the Fusion. Then we decided to buy the new car. So we bought the Lincoln a couple years ago. And that's what I have right now, the Lincoln. And so the Ford Fusion, I mean, I took care of the car very well. The car's still new and everything. And I gave it to my son. My son turned 18, got his license. And that's what my son's driving. It's his now.
What happened to the Denali, though?
I got rid of that one, man. I started having some problems. Yeah. No. For one day in the river, we were in the Parker, Arizona. I took it to Parker, and after everything, on the way back, when we were gonna come back, it stopped working. It wouldn't turn on, and I had to call the tow truck from here to go all the way over there and take it and tow it over here.
That's good. Well, Tonya, thank you for opening up, and that's personal stuff, and respect to you. I appreciate that. Now, we saw this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I'll let you guys know. Just to let you guys know, next Saturday. Hey, to let you guys know, I have Afinarte Music. He just contacted me. I'm gonna be opening for Grupo Firme at Madison Square Garden in September. So if you wanna come to my concert, I mean, I'll be singing for.
Oh man!
Hey, hold on, real quick. The Green Eyed Bandit. ¿Compraste tierra?
Nomás las uñas las traigo nomás.
La única tierra que trae las uñas.
La única tierra fue la que traigo las uñas.
All right. No, I'm not, Toño. I'm not gonna make fun of you right now for your singing. What
Make
I want
it,
to
show
do
it, show it. I'll show how beautiful it's like.
Send it.
You want me to show it? So no.
Dude, I've had so many compliments. I got down on singing this song. I was like, man, I got happy.
Everybody who's listening, make sure you guys listen. Rate, review, let us go, share, let's go, let everybody know what's going on. Ooh, damn, these Japanese beers are kicking in right now. My third one, I'm a little.
What are they?
The Kirin Ichiban.
Japanese beer.
So.
Kirin.
Yeah.
No, you gotta try the Sapporos.
No, Kirin. So last set, I am buzzed now. Oh man.
Oh man, I can tell. Look at his cheeks. His cheeks are already shining.
No, we're gonna end the show pretty soon. All right, so last Sunday. So last Sunday, my niece Sarah got married. She's half Japanese, my brother's daughter. Beautiful. I was the padrino del bar. Her family, my brother's wife's family, don't drink. So they had a beautiful ceremony at some garden in Yucaipa. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, awesome, fantastic.
It looked nice.
The kids there, like my dad, everybody else. And so I was a padrino del bar. So my boy hooked me up with some Kirin. I had a 24 pack, and I realized I ain't gonna take it to those kids because they ain't drinking it because they all went to UC Davis and they're all
right.
They're all right. Well, I'm being buzzed. I have to be careful what I'm saying because Sarah watches.
Yeah. We don't want to delete this. We don't want to delete the scene.
Yeah. So I bought 2 kegs. I was a padrino del bar, 2 kegs.
Damn.
And then once again, Leti Ariola, appreciate you. So I filled up the tequila in water bottles because you weren't allowed to bring your outside drinks. So I bought the 2 kegs, and that's all you're allowed to bring. Mm-hmm. I took my backpack, which is really a cooler, and at the table, like the real Mexicans that we are, I tenía la tequila, the squirt, blah, 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 and after the party, blah, blah, blah.
Typical Mexican.
Yeah, typical Mexican. I left the Japanese beer in the truck. So I was tailgating. I legit was tailgating because I had to show up early to drop off the kegs. I'll show you guys. Mm-hmm. So I'm driving. I swear I'm Father of the Year. I'm driving to Beaumont.
Father of the Year.
My daughter Michaela, you guys have met her. She's sassy. She'll say some things. She's like, "Are you really taking beer, Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm driving to Beaumont out there. And I pull up, and we have to be there 3 hours early because the kegs have to get iced and all that other stuff. So, and this is, so that's how I show up. So I show up to the wedding like this.
You're a true Mexican. You are
true Mexican.
So I show up to the wedding like this, and then I realize I got 3 hours to kill in Yucaipa.
What did it say in the bottom? Tacoma.
I have a Tacoma, right? So what do? I took, and I was like, "Mija, get the chair out." I started tailgating in the parking lot.
No.
Oh man.
You are a true Mexican, dude.
But I found the shade. It was like 95, so it was winter for you guys. So we had a good time, a beautiful wedding, my niece. Pero I got a little too buzzed beforehand.
Too buzzed.
Oh, she's gonna get mad because I'm showing this. So this is her new husband, Riley. El Riley, as my mom would call him. El Riley.
El Riley.
I'm standing there with the modelos, and I see them. They're about to come out, so I just went and handed him a beer, right?
Yeah.
Right before he's gonna go down the
Beto.
aisle, I had him
Look
a
at you.
beer, and I hear
You're a bad
Humberto,
influence.
Humberto.
Humberto.
It's not my mom. It's my niece, my Japanese niece, who's in my other niece, Samantha,
Right.
is yelling at me. I thought it was my mom yelling at me, so I'm all like, no, Humberto. So I get done, we tell you we have a good time, and then I'm there. It was fantastic. One of the guys in the wedding party comes up to me and says, "Hey, I heard you have stickers with the boxing guy on it."
The
With six with a boxing guy.
What do you mean?
Who boxing guy?
One of the and then he tells me, he goes, "Your brother, my brother Gabriel, told me that you're like somebody on TV and you have stickers with a boxing guy." And I told this guy, like, you know what? Yeah, I got him. I do a podcast, blah, 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 blah. He goes, UC Davis. He's like, so I realized that at your table, you have tequila and squirt. I'm like, yes.
Oh,
You also have
yes.
Modelo's. I'm like, yes. He goes, but you bought Bud Light for the party. I'm like, yes. He goes, so why do you buy Bud
you
Light
got
for the
it.
party and you have Modelo's for you? And I told this young man, how do you show up to a party empty-handed and you don't bring your own? He said, well, they told us we couldn't bring our own. I was like, don't listen to them people. If you're going to go to a wedding that's Mexican involved, you bring your own.
Yeah.
There it
You
is.
bring your own.
You bring your own. He's like, so can I have
Wrap
a
it as a
Modelo?
gift.
Right? Exactly. El regalo, you bring the bag. El regalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I have a Modelo? I was like, no, there's 2 Bud Light kegs over there. Just kidding.
Go get some Bud Light.
So there it is. So on the way home,
Hey.
my son Mateo drove because he's 16 now, so he drives back, and I realized I hear the I'm hearing this in the back, right? I'm like, what's going on? The Japanese here were in the back, so I was like, oh, we're in
No
here.
loose.
No problem. So I was like, I'm gonna save her for ThursDIAZ. We're gonna have a good old time. So that's what I did. So Friday we had the fights. Sunday we had the wedding, and it was a great time. But Coach, I just realized this right now. I checked my messages on Monday, and I get people tell me, "Hey Beto, you were loaded on Friday. Hey Beto, you were all drunk on Friday." And I wrote back to one guy, "If I was drunk, why didn't you buy me a beer? And if I'm drunk, porque andas de chismolero, like, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was off at 5, bro. I did 8 fights. What did you do? So I had people tell me
Yeah.
that I was drunk.
Yeah,
all
and
because
if
I was
you
trying to
were,
defend
that's good.
Yeah.
You know, I was out there in the arena, and I had a lot of people offering me beers. And honestly, it was a little hot, but I said, you know what? Nah, I'll wait till I get to the hotel. And when I got to the hotel, I had a couple beers, but I just,
Oh, I saw your kids. I saw your kids at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel.
So all that, the whole point of that was for me to say that on Friday, I gradually got buzzed.
Gradually. Or little by little.
Little by little.
Hey.
Hey, Toño, did you hear the broadcast when your brother was on, when he was my partner?
Yes.
What did he say on the
Yes.
broadcast?
He don't like it. I mean,
No.
like that. Yeah. I mean, it's been already a week. I don't remember what he
Toño,
said.
on the broadcast, what did your brother say?
He said something about gradually something. Yeah. He said something about the opponent was gradually doing I don't know what. Hey, Mickey did it again, Vato. No, not that.
Yeah.
Mickey
he
did
was
it again.
right here. What about this right here? Toño was
yeah.
at the fights on Friday.
I was.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, Chuck.
Look, you're right there. Look, even Roberto was there.
Roberto was there too.
Yeah.
No, look at this one. Well, Chusma de la Sierra.
Oh my God. Toño.
Chusma de la Sierra.
There it is. But Toño,
Ay,
so you were missed. We wish you would have been there. It was fantastic. It was good.
Yeah,
I know you were busy
it
with
was-
the gym and everything else. Now for everybody, as we wrap up the show, a couple of weeks ago, we had this guy.
Oh man. Yep. The note.
The note.
Look at my fans. Look at my fans.
That was a couple weeks ago. You're looking at your phone.
Look at my fans.
You read the note.
Yeah, that was terrible, Tonyo. A couple weeks ago.
Hey, I love Chalino, bro. What can I say?
Obviously, you went and took lessons because last night.
But see the fans around me. Wow.
Fans, it's just your nephew.
No, look around. No, there's more.
And there's the Ford Fusion. And then last night.
Oh shit.
He took a break.
Oh, someone was sent by Joao to the top.
No, it wasn't me. I wasn't even
¡A la madre! Y tiene público, güey. Tiene público.
Sí, sí. Quieren más. Decían otra. Y decía yo, ya no.
So, Tonyo, obviously, you went and learned the lyrics because last night you did not have the phone.
No, there was an iPad in front of him. He was reading it.
No, dude, no. When it comes to Chalino, I know Chalino.
No,
I
okay,
love
hold on,
Chalino.
hold on.
I know.
No,
the
there's
There's an iPad in front of him.
All right, Tonyo.
I use the iPad. No, I'm not using the
Tonyo,
phone. I'm reading a note.
A couple weeks ago, blah, 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 blah. A couple weeks ago, Tonyo.
Hey. See, right there I was super drunk.
No.
And yesterday I wasn't.
No, Coach, a couple weeks ago, it was blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And then last night, in honor of your mom's birthday.
I use the iPad only for one song.
Now, Tonyo, don't talk. Listen to your brother's play-by-play.
Échale pinche, Toño.
Échale pinche, Toño. Look at the end. Look at the end. Look at the end. Look at that.
¡A la madre! Y tiene público el güey. Tiene público.
A la madre. Se pasa, neta. I'm telling you. Dude. Y tiene público el güey.
Dude, I gotta watch what I do now because I get too famous.
No, first of all, you don't have to watch it.
But you don't know. But after that song, my mom goes, okay, ya todos ven a su casa. Everybody's drunk.
No, she said, oh, mejor canta bien chingón, mejor, better than Joao. I said, yeah.
Oh, my God. Tonyo. Now, first of all, you looked at the camera.
What camera?
You were looking at the camera, Tonyo. Look at this.
Dude, my eyes are closed.
Oh, your eyes are closed?
I don't want nobody to see me.
Look at right here. Right there, Tonyo. We're going to catch you. Look, right there. Little eye, mijo.
No. I was looking the other side.
There.
I was looking at 45 degrees. Nope. I turned around.
Beto, ya estaba excusado. He was drunk.
Look at the water. Hey, did you notice the water on the left hand side? The water.
It's fantastic. I just had to show that for you right there.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna start learning more songs, and I'm gonna do a live concert here. So stay tuned.
Okay. Pinche verses. We're gonna put you on Triller, Tonyo. Oh man! All right, hey Tonyo, any last words? Okay, right now, Tonyo, you've been awesome. Shout out.
Thank you guys. Shout outs to everybody.
Hold on, Tonyo. I'm gonna give you the solo shot. Ready?
Go.
Send your shot.
Okay. Thank you to everyone. The Green Knight Bandit. He owed me. He said he got some barrilitos for me. Razo, Robert, Joao.
They're not watching.
My fans. If they're gonna watch it later, anyways.
No, they're not.
my fans, everybody, Sulem, Artie, Imagine That Workshop. Thank you, everybody, for your support.
You know
And
what?
I want to let you guys know about my concert pretty soon.
all this like choose my crowd right here, the king of the choose my. He doesn't think any of them.
Right now, I'm gonna go see if I can buy some tierra.
La traes en las uñas, güey.
Aparte de esa.
The king of the tierra. Coach, I want to hang up on him, but he's so funny. He's the best.
Just
there you go.
Just execute him.
Hey, my dad will be like this. Watch out. My dad will be like this, kicking back like this, watching TV like this. Mijo, compa tierra. I would look at him like, ¿para qué? Compa tierra. I'm like, man, mejor vamos aquí a la palapa. Este músicos.
A comer unos mariscos.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I know Danny Zamora right now is working on his lawn as he's listening to his podcast.
On his tierra.
And Danny's working on the tierra.
On the tierra, yeah.
Danny Zamora is working on his tierra. Y anda bañado en tierra.
That's it.
After some time, I really figured out what my dad meant. You know, there was a property that they were selling me, Beto. A property that they were selling me for 290 G's, right? But at the time, I hadn't made the big fights. I didn't have the big money. They were asking for 90 cash and 200 finance, but I didn't have the 90 cash. Well, then they sold it to another buddy of mine a couple months after I didn't get it. Well, 2 years later, the guy got it for 310. My buddy got the property for 310. 2.5, 3 years later, it was worth 1.5. Because all the area where the property was at, it grew. It was 20 acres with the house and 3 little tralitas on the side.
Compa tierra.
And that's what my dad was telling me.
Compra tierra.
Yeah.
Compra tierra.
Exactly.
The name of this podcast. Hey, when you go back on iTunes and look at it, the title of this podcast is going to be ThursDIAZ.
Compra tierra.
Tierra.
Yeah, see, if I would have bought tierra, dude, I would have had my own studio for ThursDIAZ, bro.
Hey, but you got an Alpine. It's okay. It flip up too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did. No, it was an Alpine with everything, and I got my picture in the back. See, I got the picture in the back.
And a fully charged iPad.
Yeah, I was about to hang up, but Mikey V says, check your... he says check it.
We got a new picture. Mikey.
Mikey says,
what do you do now?
IG.
Show it, Beto. Show it.
This is what I get from
Send it. Antonio de la Sierra. Yeah.
Coach, as always, thank you so much for everything. We'll do it again.
Hey, thank you, Mikey. That was awesome.
Oh,
Cheers.
my God.
Cheers to that.
Hey.
No, Coach. How?
I like that one.
Look, Antonio was at the event too.
Yeah, Antonio was there. We met Underground
Yeah,
Kings. We even took that picture. Razo showed up. Hey, Razo looks like he was really in the picture.
Hey, Antonio, you know what was funny? When we took that picture, they're like, hey, let's take a picture, but let's leave some space in between so that Mikey can add Antonio and Roberto. Look at the picture.
So it was a purpose. Yeah, I know. So there's space.
Look at Beto. Look at Razo, and look how far from them.
So, okay. Let me ask you a question. So the picture was only you and Beto.
Yeah, and Razo.
And Razo.
Okay,
but Razo told me, hey, scoot over so that Mikey can put Toño in the middle. Look how far I am from Razo.
I know. Hello, Roberto. Hey, over there.
Oh,
that's the picture Roberto has in Rome.
Yeah, he's in Turkey, wherever he's at right now. He's looking for something.
That's awesome.
There it is, Mihai.
There it is, Mihai, in Eastor.
Damn, that's crazy. That's a
Coach,
cut.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, quick, hold on. Quick question. Was that a legal punch on the cut?
It was a headbutt.
A headbutt.
Because I watched it on the box rig, on the fights. It said right there, the decision, Mihai by knockout, Mihai cut by a legal punch.
No, it was
says
a headbutt.
on the box rig.
Parece que se peleó machetazo, Toño. It was a headbutt. There's
I
no
know.
way that a punch would have cost that.
Beto, take that off.
All right, let's go. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching ThursDIAZ. Su madre.
Su madre. Oílo. Ya lo ves, me han cantado los machos.
Another edition of ThursDIAZ. Good night, everybody.